MuleSoft Meetup chapter, Meetup number 31. And yeah, next slide, please. So we'll start with safe harbor statement. So we, as speaker and organizer, are hosting this event in individual capacity. We are not representing our companies. This is strictly for learning purpose, and we don't hold any responsibility that same solution will work for you. And this event is not meant for promotional activity. Yeah, next slide. So housekeeping. So we'll be recording this session and we'll be uploading this the same on the page, and you can find it on the same page where we have done the RSVP. Secondly, while in the event, you can ask your questions in the chat box, or you can come on mic and ask the question live. So let's make it more interactive. And at the end, how you felt the meetup was good, bad, or if you want some new topic from us, you can give us enough feedback, and it really matters how the meetup was. Next slide, please. Organizers. So Bharat from Salesforce, myself from Accenture. We have Sham and Jyoti. Shyam, Jyoti, you want to take?
Sure, Nitish. So hi guys, thanks for joining today's session. So this is Jyoti Nimbalkar. Um, I have started my IT career as a MuleSoft developer 7 years back. I have worked on both Mule 3 and Mule 4 so far. And I'm also a MuleSoft mentor and organizer of Bangalore Meetup chapter. So feel free to like contact us over the LinkedIn if you have any questions or if you wanna speak in the MuleSoft meetups. Yeah, yeah. Over to you, Nitish.
Yeah, thanks, Jyoti. Shyam?
Yeah, I'm Shyamraj Prasad. So I'm engineering leader at Triconic Tech, Bangalore locations. So I'm also a MuleSoft mentor, and I'm having 13 plus years of experience. And I've also worked in Mule 3 and Mule 4 both. And I love sharing the knowledge with the MuleSoft community. And I have a LinkedIn page for the data weave fun. You can follow that one. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thanks, Shyam, Jyoti. Okay, so next slide, please. So for today's session, we have Priyanka Saxena and Naval Prabhu as speakers. They'll be presenting on the topic. So over to you, Priyanka.
Yeah, thanks, Nitish. Thanks for the introduction. And hello, everyone. Myself, Priyanka Saxena. I'm working as an integration architect and consultant for Accenture. I have a total of 11 plus years of experience into MuleSoft, and I have been associated with MuleSoft and integration domain since quite a long time. And I'm based out of New Delhi. So just passing it over to Naval for the introduction. Naval, can you introduce yourself?
Thanks, Priyanka. Hello, everyone. This is Naval Prabhu. I'm working with Accenture as a team lead, and I have experience, 11 plus experience in the integration domain, and the MuleSoft experience I have 6 plus years. Thank you.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So thanks everyone for joining this meetup. Looking forward to your questions and your feedback on the same. So as Nitish mentioned, just setting the pace right for the meetup, we'll be starting with the Solace PubSub connector, which has reduced by MuleSoft some time ago. However, it is not that popular, and I see some of us are still using the JMS connectors. So we'll be unleashing all the MuleSoft PubSub connector capabilities and all the operations. We have also created a short demo for you to see how you can perform various operations around the PubSub Plus connector. So a quick background of the Solace PubSub platform, which was introduced by the Solace Systems. So the Solace PubSub platform is the platform where we are actually doing all the messaging related work, and it is one of the middlewares for the event driven architecture that we follow. So it has various features, like it helps you for the pubsub messaging. You can create event brokers, you can create event portals, you can also have messaging messages for the queuing and routing, and you are also able to have the monitoring and management at the Solace level. So this is a platform that Solace provides you as part of your integration with the PubSub Plus connector. We are not going deep into the Solace platform here. And if you need some knowledge about Solace, I've just mentioned the links of the portal and the community section as well. So you can go through these links and just get a hold of what is Solace and the PubSub platform. So just coming over to what was the actual need of getting this connector created by MuleSoft before we dive into the fact that what does this connector do. So as I mentioned that earlier, when this PubSub connector was not available, all of us were using JMS connectors. If you have been working in MuleSoft for quite some time, you would have known that for connecting to the Solace platform, you are using the PubSub Plus, you are using the JMS connector. Now, when we use a JMS connector, we are also doing a lot of Solace related configurations that we have to set up inbuilt in the connector. Also, if you know JMS connector, we can use it for connecting to other queuing platforms like Apache with ActiveMQ. You can connect to RabbitMQ. You can connect to Amazon SQS. You can connect to IBM queues. You can connect to TIBCO queues. So with the JMS connector setting with those set of configurations, you can connect to other queuing mechanisms as well. However, what is the problem here is in case any of your queuing, any of your platform is getting updated or you want a new feature is added, then we have to update the JMS connector as well every time a new feature is released for other platforms, which might not be required for Solace. So there was a need to have a dedicated connector for Solace with connection with MuleSoft. So that's when Solace and MuleSoft collaborated with one another and they came out with this connector. So this connector was released in November 2021, and we have multiple versions of this connector that has been released. The latest version is 1.4.0. The connector this is dedicated to connect to Solace platform. All you need to do is connect, add your username, passwords, and your tokens, and you are good to go. So you have the Solace platform passwords, users, and connection authentication. So that all will show in the demo, and you are going to, in a single click, you are going to good to go. You do not have to put all those set of configurations that we were doing for the JDNI and all the other connection level for the Solace that we were doing as part of the JMS connector. Also, now we have a single point of enhancement and issues in case we are facing. Also, one more thing that has been introduced as part of this connector is the event portal integration. So there is something at Solace which is called event portal apart from the event broker. So that portal integration was also not possible using the JMS connector, but it is now possible with the PubSub Plus connector that has been introduced. And also it uses the JCSMP APIs, which is nothing but the Java component Solace messaging protocols. So it provides a lot of flexibility and faster reliability as well as part of the Solace PubSub connector. So these are the important features that we have, and now we have a dedicated point of contact where we can report any enhancements or any issues. Just going through what all are the operations that this connector or with this connector you can perform. So you can publish a message to a topic or a queue using this. You can also consume a message from the queue, or you can publish or subscribe to a topic directly. You can have a guaranteed endpoint listener. I'll explain all of these when we are actually going to the demo, but just putting it out right now here so that you know what all operations and what is the capability of this connector. It also follows a request and a reply pattern. So if in case you have a queuing mechanism where it is important for you to know whether the message was delivered and it has been received, so that request reply pattern is also part of this queue, this connector. And of course, if you want to acknowledge the message at any point, not waiting for the message to get completed whenever it is consumed, you can do that. So it has a separate ACK mechanism as well. We'll be demoing you all these operations in our demo that we have prepared for today's meetup. Just a quick snippet of the Solace PubSub connector, how it looks like. So you can go to your Exchange and search this connector, and you will be able to see that there is a Solace PubSub connector for you. And these are the operations that is performed. These are all the operations that were listed in the previous slides. I've just captured a quick snippet of this. Moving ahead, with the new version, what are the compatibilities that you need is one of the important things that you should know. So it supports Mule runtime of 4.3. So also I wanted to highlight that even the previous version. So when this connector was released, it only supported Mule 4 as a runtime version. So Mule 3 was not supported. Studio version of 7.9 and higher is something that you will need. You also need an event broker of version of 9.1, and Java you need as 1.8. So for the latest version, you need these all compatibilities as part of your application services. Moving ahead, what is new in this connector? So, as part of the V version 1.4.0, compared to the previous version, there are three new features that have been introduced as part of this. One, which is the major introduction of them, is for the OAuth to client credential grant type authentication under the security tab. So now they have added a OAuth 2 kind of authentication where you can pass your client credentials like client ID and secret, and also pass a token URL from where you want to generate the token. So basically the entire dance of the OAuth 2.0 is now supported as part of this connector. So we will also show you that. It also supports the MEL language. Earlier MEL language was not supported in the connector, but now it has. And also now it is using the non-repeatable stream of payload during retry. So earlier these supports were not enabled, but now the first two are the major supports that have been introduced as 1.4.0, and that is the reason we wanted to demo you this connector version. Moving ahead, from dependency perspective, you have to add the below dependency in your POM file. So either if you add this as downloaded from Exchange directly in the palette, this kind of dependency gets downloaded in your POM directly. Or if you're not able to find that connector in your palette, you can just add this as a dependency in your pom.xml, and you will be able to see the connector in your palette. So this is the version of the dependency as we are using 1.4.0. This is the latest one. So just added a quick snippet so that any one of you who is not able to download can also add this dependency. Next is the debug configuration. So in case you are facing any problem while you are, using the PubSub connector, you can use these two packages in your log4j2 file, and you will be able to see the Solace logs. So here I've put a quick snippet when we added how it looks like. So you will be able to see all the logs as well of all the connections that were happening and what exactly the connector was doing behind the scenes. So this is all about how and what is Solace connector and the operations. Now I'll move on quickly to the Solace platform, and I'll show you how the platform looks like and how we are creating queues. If someone wants to do a quick hands-on, you can do that. We have created a trial account. So I'll be showing you that, and then we will jump to the demo. We have created a MuleSoft project around it. So we'll go ahead with that. So let me quickly show you the platform.
Sorry to interrupt, Priyanka.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions till now? Like, are we good? Not good? Any suggestions, questions?
I don't see in the chat.
Yeah.
We can proceed.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
proceed.
Sure. Okay. So in case you want to use a Solace platform just for hands-on, all you have to do is log into console.solace.com. You can create a trial account for yourself. Once you create a trial account for yourself, and you can sign up, a screen like this will open. So it is loading. Just give it a second. Yes. So this is the Solace platform screen that has opened. This is the Solace cloud that has opened, and this is the PubSub Plus platform that I was explaining as part of my first few slides. For accessing and creating queues, what you can do is at the left hand side we have something called cluster management. So you can click here. Once you go to the cluster management, first is that you have to create a broker service, right? So to access and create any queues, first we have to create a broker. So we can create a sample broker service. I've already created one, but I'll show you how to create one. As we click on this cluster manager, you will have a plus symbol and it will be empty for you if you are using a trial account. You can click on plus. As you click here, it will open a page where you can enter your service name, basically your broker service name. Since it is trial account for me, I cannot create another service. It allows only one service to be created. So I can give any name. For example, I give demo hyphen service. Okay. I can then I have to select a cloud. So I can select an AWS cloud, Google cloud, Azure, or private cloud, whatever I want. For my demo, I've selected the AWS cloud. Then you can select the broker version. Again, this will also get enabled once you select the cloud, and then you can just click on create service. So it is really simple. All you need to do is just click on, just fill in the fields, and you are good to go. It takes around 5 minutes for the service to be up and running. So please be patient with that. Once your service is created here, you'll see a screen at the platform like this. Here, as you know that the PubSub Plus connector is using a Solace messaging via the JMS APIs. So behind the scene, all the code that has been written to connect the PubSub Plus connector to Solace platform is via the JMS APIs, which I also mentioned. So here, if you click on the Get Started, this is the place where you will find your connection details. So if you are using the PubSub Plus connector, please ensure that you have come to the Solace JMS API tab and you get the username, password, message, VPN, host URLs from here. So we'll show you when we'll do the configuration, how you have to access it and how you have to put it. But yeah, we have to remember that we have to select the Solace JMS API and the connection details would be right in front of us at the right hand side. We can go on manage section. Once we go on manage section, so now the second task is to create the queues and the topics on this broker service that we have created. So I can click on manage. As I clicked on manage, it takes and clicked on the message VPN. It takes me to another window. Let it open. Here at this window is the one which provides you the opportunity to create your queues and the topics. So if you are all aware of the queue and topic concept, otherwise I'll just quickly walk you through as well. So on the left side, you can see queues. I have created 2 queues for the demo purpose. However, you can just click on plus. So as you click on the queues, you can just click on plus queue. You can give a queue name. For example, I give Priyanka hyphen queue. As soon as I give it, I can give a create. As I do a create, it will ask me for certain options. I can just keep it as default, or if you want to change any settings here, you can. Otherwise, just keep it at default and just click on apply. So as and when you click on apply, you will be able to see your queue created here. So this is a queue that has been created. Second is a topic. So if you all are aware, a topic is something where you push the data and multiple subscribers can be attached to that topic and can consume the same message. So any message that is published to a topic can be subscribed by multiple subscribers. So it is one to many subscription. Here also again, it is a similar kind of a logic. You can just write a name of the topic and you can just click on create. Once you click on create, it will ask you some default settings. You can just keep it at default and click on apply. So this is how you create a queue and a topic. Now, for example, I have created this topic. I want to subscribe multiple queues to it. So what I can do is I can click on my queue. Okay, so here I have clicked on the queue. I will go to the subscription section. Once I click on the subscription section, it will ask me the topic to which I want its subscription. So I can just click on plus subscription. I can add the topic name. So maybe I can just give my topic name here and I can click on create. So if it is able to find the topic in the same platform, it will search and it can do. So now whatever data I'm going to publish to this topic, this data is also going to come as part of this queue. So that is the concept of the queue and topic. So for the demo purpose, we have also created a topic and a queue where it is subscribed to a topic. So that also we will show you as part of the demo. So we have created a PubSub demo topic and we have subscribed the queue PubSub demo queue to that topic. So we will show you that as well. So this is about the Solace platform and how you can create a quick queue and topic setup and the setup of the broker. Now I will pass on to Naval and we will show you from project perspective and what all features of AnyPoint Studio are there for this connector, and we'll have a quick demo of the same. Okay, over to you, Naval.
Mm, Thank you, Priyanka.
So I'll stop sharing my screen.
Sure. Let me share my screen.
By the time, Priyanka, we have a question in the chat. If you can
Yes.
answer.
Let me just check.
Question from Manish.
No, broker is not referring to Anypoint ActiveMQ or RabbitMQ. It is like a service which helps you to connect to the queues behind. So first, to connect to a queue, you need to create a service. So broker is kind of a service on the platform. So ActiveMQ, RabbitMQ, all of these will need a broker service to connect. So that is what it is, Manish. For more information, as I mentioned, I've already added the link, so maybe you can go through this. Deciding on the cloud which you will have to opt, whether it is AWS, it is purely up to the client on which for which you are working on. That is purely a call that your client and your company will decide on what they want the broker on. So that is a call that you can take with your client. However, for demo, I have just mentioned as Amazon Web Service I've used, but you can use any cloud. But yes, if your client wants to specifically use Microsoft or Azure, that would be decided by them. This platform of Anypoint, this Solace platform supports all kinds of clouds, the four clouds that I showed. So that is something you can discuss with your clients. Thanks.
Shall I start,
Yes.
Nitish? Yeah, thank you, Priyanka. Is my screen is visible?
Sorry for interruption. Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Manish.
Yeah. So my question is like, suppose I'm using ActiveMQ, correct? So I want to use this Solace PubSub in my project. So I have to replace this connector ActiveMQ with this, correct?
No. So Sole ActiveMQ is a separate platform altogether. That is by Apache. Solace is another platform where we have this PubSub connector. So only if you are connecting to the Solace platform, as I said, Apache is a separate platform. IBM is a separate platform. TIBCO is a separate platform. So for connecting for your Apache MQ, you will have to use the JMS connector only. This
Yes. Yes.
PubSub connector is only and solely based for the Solace based connection between the Solace platform and MuleSoft.
So instead of JMS,
Hey,
directly we will use this Solace connector, correct?
If you are having your queues and topics on Solace, only then. If you have your queues and topics as part of your active MQ, then no, you cannot.
Okay.
hey Manish, hi, Abhishek here. Sorry, Priyanka, to interrupt. Maybe I can take or add some point on this. So, Manish, when we talk about message broker, so there are different message broker provider. Say, like in Anypoint platform, we have Anypoint MQ, we have Kafka, we have the JMS using the ActiveMQ, right? Similarly, we have Solace. So it's depend like which message broker you choose. If you choose Solace, then you need to use that platform to do the messaging, the async, what you are doing with other broker. So Solace is one type which you can use in place of using JMS or other broker. Okay, so this is one functionality what is present which you can use depending like what the your project or architect decide like which model they want to go with the message broker system.
Yeah, got it.
Yep.
Priyanka, one question I would like to ask. So in one of our project, we were using Solace PubSub connector. So it was going well till SIT and dev environment. But when we pushed our code to Q environment, which was a controlled environment and was having DLB and VPC setup, so we started facing issue. We were not able to send the request to Solace queues with the DLB setup in place. So is this, although it's been, I think, almost 6 months or more than 6 months when we were using it, so is this something which has been overcome now, or I
So,
mean, if
okay.
similar issue you guys also face?
No, we have not faced such kind of issue. And with the latest connector version, which is released in November 2023, 1.4.0, we have not faced any issue. So maybe you can upgrade to the latest one and check if you're still facing this issue.
Okay,
We have not faced this.
okay, thanks.
So, hi, Gaurav here. I have one question. So when we are using this Solace, this is only on cloud Solace, or do we have, if we want to have it on prem, can we have that deployed on prem as well?
Yes, you can access it via on-prem as well using RTF.
No, no. Like, I what I want to understand is, if I do not want my messages or to go on cloud, right? There are requirements where business who don't want the messages to go on cloud. Can we deploy this whole message broker or everything of Solace on prem? Is there an option for that?
Yes, it does support on-prem as well, and you can run it with your own private cloud environment as well. So yes, it
Oh,
supports both on-prem and on cloud.
yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'll proceed. Hello, everyone. Before jumping to the topic, we'll see how we will download this Solace PubSub connector in the Exchange. So once we click this Exchange here in the search tab, so there we have to add the connector name. In the search, we can search Solace pops up. Once I have typed here, automatically the available connectors will be come over here, and once we click this we can select add. So once we click add, we can see the latest version is available like 1.4.0. So in the drop down also, we'll be able to see what are the previous version is was there in earlier. So here we can see the different versions are there. So currently I'm going to use the latest connector version, so I have already added in my mule palette, so I'm going to cancel it. So once we come into the Solace PubSub connector, here we have used the latest connector, and here we can see the different operations it is working, like ack mode and consume operation, direct topic subscriber, guaranteed endpoint listener, and guaranteed endpoint polling listener, and publish and recover session, and the final one is request replay. So these many operations it is provided by the Solace PubSub connector. So now we are jump into the demo. So we'll see how we will create the connection for this Solace PubSub first. So once we go to global elements, once we click create, here we can type Solace PubSub, and once we click OK, then here we'll be able to see the connection. So once we enable the connection, here we have seen the client username and password, all the details are coming. So as Priyanka showed earlier in the JMS API, so here we have the connection details are already available. So username and password, what is the message VPN we are going to use, and what is the TCP URL, I mean the broker URL, what is we are going to use. So those details we need to fill up here. So once it's a fill up, it work as a basic authentication mode for setting up the Solace PubSub connection. So as I have already done it, maybe I will show that to you guys. And so with this, we have JCSMP property is also available. So JCSMP property is nothing but if we want to uh, include some of the scenarios, like we have to acknowledge some messages in the particular time, or if we want to do some other basic authentication using the client certificate. So once we click here, we have to go to edit inline and we have to add here. So we have to add a key value pair, and we have to use that mechanism, basic authentication, like using JCSMP property as well. So as now we have go with the basic authentication. So I have added for these parameters, and apart from this connection we have a security tab. So in that there will be two kind of authentication operations are available. So here in this OAuth 2 configuration, this one is newly introduced in the 1.4.0 connection. So once we coming to the OAuth 2.2 configuration, so here we can see once we have a created expression or bean reference, we can include the bean reference as well. And if we go to edit inline, here we are able to fill the Here we are able to fill the token provider URL, client ID, client secret, and what is the scope and what is the resource we have to use, and everything we have to fill, and we have to use it as a worth 2.0 dance operation.
Yeah, and just to add on, if you are using OAuth 2, then you should not be using the basic authentication. So this is a feature that will be released as part of the upcoming versions of this connector, as per MuleSoft. So right now they have introduced in one, but only the first one will be working for you, even if you add it here. But in the upcoming versions, they will be enabling one feature at a time. So that is in the upcoming releases.
Thank you,
Another.
Priyanka. Thank you, Priyanka. And coming to the TLS configuration, so once we go here, so we have a global reference is there, and also we have edit inline is there. So when we select this edit inline, we have a key store trust store combination. So with this as well, we have established the Solace connection. So these are all the connection modes available in this Solace PubSub connector. And coming to the advanced tab, we have manual client acknowledgement time. So the default time here it is at 2 minutes. So if we want to change, we can change the value as well. So if based on the acknowledgement time, we can change it. And we as all the connectors, we can see the reconnection strategy also available. So this is the whole point of in a connection. And coming to the other sections of this connector, like we have a connector defaults and event portal. So in the connector defaults, we have what is the encoding type we should use and what is the content type we have to if we want to explicitly set any particular content type, we can set and we can use it. And as Priyanka earlier said, we can use it for the event portal as well. So when we use the event portal here, we need to pass a token and we have to send the event catalog prefix, I mean which business prefix we wanted to use. We need to add that as well here, so that whenever they are publishing the events to the catalog, we'll be able to get those messages into the Solace PubSub connector via as well. So, and once it is done, the in the advanced tab, we can set the expiration policy as well. We can maintain the idle time based on the selections. We can maintain the expiration policy. So this is how we have uh, we have maintained a connection. And once I have, as of now, I have filled the basic authentication details. Now I'm going to do the test connection. So once the test connection is fine, we'll go ahead with the next demo of the different scenarios available in the connector operations.
Yeah, and just a reminder that these basic authentication details you will only find in the JMS API of Solace, so you can get it from there. Yeah, here as Naval is shown.
I have already done the test connection, so I'm going to directly run the my Mule project. So due to the time constraints, I'm going to directly run the project. So here, according to the operations, we have created the different set of scenarios we have created. So first, coming to publish, so we have queue and topic. So first we have created the publishing the messages to the queue. So we have used the HTTP listener in the most of the operations, and we have posted the messages to the queue. So first go to this publish connector. So here,
Ag- yeah, again, you can drag and drop this connector operations from the left hand side of your palette that are available in the Solace. So this is the first connector, the first operation we can drag and drop, which is the publish one. Yeah.
yeah, and we have to, if we have, due to the if we want to use the event portal, even an event link, we have to mention the event ID and the event link. What is the catalog link? We have to get the events and messages. We need to specify it here. So due to the Solace trial account, we are unable to accomplish that event portal thing. So we have going with the queue and topic message mechanism. So coming to the publish part, here we have selected as a delivery mode as persistent, and we are choosing the type as queue. And here we have we already have created the queues for the demos. So uh, once we publish the message to the queue, we will see how it is going to consume. So that
Yeah, and just to add on, generally for the queue, whenever you are publishing a message to the queue, we use the persistent delivery mode, and whenever we are publishing the message to the topic, we use the direct delivery mode. So the reason for these two is, and that difference you'll also see when we'll show you the PubSub connector when we are publishing to the topic. So when the reason for that is, when you are publishing the message to the queue, to the topic, you do not want, as you will have multiple subscribers, so you want to directly publish it to all the subscriber without waiting. So you do not want the message to be in your broker memory for any second, so that everyone can consume. However, with queue, generally it is recommended that we select the persistent option, so that the message is there in the queue, in the broker memory as well, and then even in case there is a issue with the message, you can reprocess it. So this is a recommendation from MuleSoft, to use a persistent delivery mode in case of queue, and use a direct delivery mode in case of topic. Yeah, thanks.
yeah. And once parallelly I have run the server as well. So once it's up and running, we can do the test as well. So coming to the next operation, we have consume. So in the consume, we have two kind of modes are there, I mean acknowledging the messages. So according to that, I have created two cases here. So the first one is like, here we are able to see the acknowledgement mode is automatic immediate mode we have selected. So whenever the messages is being consumed by this connector, automatically the message is getting deleted from the queue. So this is the acknowledgement mode of this one. So and also we have one more operation like ACK operation. So in this ACK operation is nothing but whenever in the consume connector level, we have to choose the acknowledgement mode as a manual client. So once the message is consumed, so after that, manually we have to acknowledge the message, and then only it will delete the message from the queue. So these three operations we are going to test it now. So once the API is up and running, we'll test it as well.
Yeah, and just to add on, we have a separate acknowledgement that has been provided by MuleSoft, because in case your there is an issue while you are processing the code, so that is the reason you do not want to acknowledge the message immediately. In that scenarios, you can use the manual acknowledgement and acknowledge the message at any point of time in the queue. So the size of the persistent queue size is 10 messages, Ramesh.
Okay, like can we increase it if required?
Yeah, so that is about the consume, the difference why we are having acknowledgement as manual and automatic. It solely depends on your use case whether you want to acknowledge the message, but generally it would be better if we do not acknowledge the message, just in case we want to resend it for any of the reprocessing. Then it is recommended that we use it as in the acknowledge mode later on, and use the manual acknowledgement. And also one more thing, whenever we are using manual acknowledgement, as Naval showed you in the broker connection, there was an option for setting your acknowledgement timeout. So if you are not acknowledging the message which was manually acknowledged, the message will be self-acknowledged and would move to the queue. So that is part of the connection configuration of the MuleSoft, this connector itself, PubSub connector, in the advanced section if you see. So the maximum time it should wait before it acknowledges manually is 2 minutes. So within 2 minutes, if your processor is not acknowledging the message, the connector will automatically go ahead and acknowledge the message.
So before it is running, so we will just check the next case as well. So publishing the topic. So using this publishing the topic, we are going to use the publish connector. So in this connector, we have used the delivery mode as direct, and we are going to use the mode as topic, and we are going to publish the message in this topic. This topic also we have already created. So once it is published, we have direct topic subscriber as well. We have in the test. So or we have binded the same queue, same topic here. So once topic, automatically this direct topic subscriber is consume that message via this topic. So we are going to test the 5 scenarios once the API is up and running. Mm.
Priyanka and Naval, we have one more question from Rahul. What is the use of event link and EPE?
Yeah, sure. So event link is nothing but whenever you are using your whenever you are using the event portal mechanism at your Solace platform, you will first create a token and then you will create an event link. So event link will link all your Solace topics and queues that you have as part of your event. So you don't have to explicitly go ahead and create those links, those portal, but it is like a link which is linked to your event portal, and from there you can access to the topics or any of the components within the portal. So that is what an event link is about. I'll also put it in the chat box.
So now the API is up and running. So I'm going to publish the message via a queue. So here I have already published the message one to the queue. Now I'm going to publish the message two as well. So now I'm going to consume the message via this uh, connector. So here once we hit this, what is the message? And here the message one is received by this consume connector with immediate acknowledgement, and here we have a consume acknowledgement as well. So in this one, um,
Yeah. And we can also show from the broker perspective, Naval, you can push a message and show that the message count is also increasing at the portal level.
yeah, sure.
Naval, can you share your screen? The screen share went off.
uh, yeah, sure, Priyanka.
Yeah, it takes some time, so maybe meanwhile you can show
Yeah,
publish multiple messages, and we can show that how it is getting consumed.
yeah, sure. And in the third level of operation is like consume acknowledgement. So I'm going to hit that link. So once we hit that link, we need to get the message too. So here we are getting the message 2 from the queue, and now I'm going to publish the message via topic. So here I'm going to publish the message one in the topic. So once I have published this message, it is automatically being subscribed by the direct topic subscriber. So here in the console, we are able to see the message as well. So here in the direct topic subscriber, we have put that logger and we have what is the message is being consumed. The same message we have printed over here.
Yeah, and Naval, can you open and show everyone the direct topic subscriber connections as well, or the configurations as well as the configuration for the topic subscription and
Yeah,
publishing? Yeah.
sure, sure. So here I'm going to clear all the messages. So here we have in the demo queue. So first I'm going to publish the message via queue here. So now I'm able to see the count as 0 and I'm going to publish the message 1 now. And I'm going to send a second message. Now we need to see the two messages over here. I'm refreshing the page, and in this queue, we'll be able to see the two messages in the queue. So here we are able to see the two messages. So I'm going to consume these two messages via two different operations. Like one is the immediate acknowledgement mode. So first I'm consuming it here via this endpoint. The message one is being consumed. So I'm going to refresh this page. The message will be staying in the queue is 1. So and also the remaining message I'm going to consume it via the second operation called the acknowledgement manual acknowledgement mode. So I'm going to hit it here and the message is being it needs to be reduced. I will refresh the page and we'll see the queue. So now the message is 0. So this is how we need to incorporate the queue and topics with the publish and consume operations. So coming to the next one, we have a recover session. So in this recover session, basically we need to if any uninterrupted event, any error is occurred on the our flow execution, uh, at sometimes uh, we have to resume the message actual message. So using the recover session connector, we can retrieve that message. So in order to use this recover session scope, we have to use the acknowledgement mode as manual. So manual client. So whenever we have used this manual client, then we'll be able to retrieve the same message back to the queue. So I'm going to
Yeah, and just to add on, so this recover session works with three operations of the connector. One is the consume operation, which Namal is showing, and there are two other operations which are guaranteed endpoint listener and guaranteed endpoint polling. Both of these we'll also demo in a minute. So both of these and this one consume, that is three operations are the ones with which you can use recover session. However, if you are using instead of manual acknowledgement, if you're using auto acknowledgement, then you will not be able to use recover session because your message would already have been acknowledged. So basically, in case your message gets lost while you were processing and there was something wrong in your flow, you can have this at the on error propagate section and it will redeliver the message. So we'll also show you how it redelivers it in case there's an error in the code.
yeah.
Yeah, Naval.
Thank you, Priyanka. Before we consume it, I'm going to publish the message to the queue. So here, message for. So I'm going to publish this message into the queue. So it is published. So I'm going to hit the request reply here. Sorry, Solis. recover session. So once we hit this endpoint, I'm getting the error as 500 and an error occurred. So here we have manually, we have to test this scenario, we have put the rise error. So it's automatically the error has happened. So the control is coming here to the on error propagate. Through this recover session, we will be able to retrieve the message. Here in the logger, you will be able to see the message for session recover is coming here. So again, through this recover session, this message will be sent it to the original queue. I mean, whatever we have consumed, right, the same message is being sent to the uh, actual queue. So now we are going to see the messages being there in a queue or not. So now I'm going to consume the queue. So once I'm consuming the queue, I need to get the session recover message here. So here we'll be able to see the that message as well.
Yeah. So as you see here, as we had selected the mode as manual acknowledgement, the message did not get acknowledged. And since we were using the recover session, it was able to publish the message, redeliver the message back to the queue so that it is not lost. So that is the reason that you have to use a recover session here.
So in recover session, we are creating this queue, correct? Internally in
No, no,
Solar.
no, no, no. It is not creating a queue. It is redelivering your message. So it uses this attributes dot message reference ID, which Naval is currently showing. So whatever message came and you consumed the message from the queue, because there was an error, the message could not be processed, and we had selected manual acknowledgement. So we need to re-deliver. All of these operations are not creating any queues. They are consuming the data from the queue. We have to mention the queue name while consuming the data.
Yeah, I think I'm handing over to the explain to the next scenarios to Priyanka. Priyanka, can you take it?
Yes, sure. So the next one, so we are left with three scenarios. So in interest of time, I'll try to cover them quickly. The next one that we have is the request reply mechanism. As you all know, a request reply mechanism is basically when you are publishing, you are expecting a reply from something. So you are sending a message and you expect a reply to be sent to the message before you actually proceed further. So it is like a wait for a message response. So we have created two flows here. One is the request flow and one is the response flow. So for your messaging, or if you are having, you want to create the same for you. So the basic idea is whenever you are posting, someone should reply to the message. So I'll just show you the request reply connector here. So right now we are publishing the message to the topic, which is the demo test. And if I just go down, uh, on the message, it is, I'm just saying that I'm publishing the whatever message it is coming. And one important part here is how much time should it wait before it actually times out, because it is expecting a reply to be sent, so that it can proceed further whether the message was delivered or not. So that is something you can set here in the timeout section, which we are seeing as part of this connector. So we have set it as 15 seconds as of now. So there are two important configurations that you have to do as part of the request reply. One is the queue that you want to publish the message to, and the timeout that you want to set. Uh, Next is a receiver. So someone should also respond to the message that it is receiving. So the queue on which we publish the message, we are having this subscriber. So we are listening to the queue, and when we are listening to the queue, we will send a response to the queue in form of a direct reply. So here, if you see in the destination, in the name, we are saying reply to. So this attributes dot reply to will actually contain your reply address to which queue you have to reply to. And here, if you see in the body, we have just mentioned thanks for sending the request, I'm responding you back. So that means this is going to reply to the queue which was waiting for it to send the reply. So maybe we can hit this endpoint and we can show you how it works. Yeah, here in the request reply, we are just sending a message, hello, testing request reply pattern, sending your request, awaiting your reply. So this is a generic message we are posting. You can post anything, or whatever payload you are getting from the consumer. Whole point is you are waiting for a reply, only then you need to proceed. So we got a response saying request reply flow completed. Thanks for sending request. I'm responding back to you. So this message is not coming from a listener. If you see, we do not have any listener here. Rather, it is coming from the published direct where it replied to the queue. So that is how this request reply flow comes. And if you see in the logs, we are seeing that there was a responder and there was a requester. So the requester has got the reply back, and that is why it was able to proceed ahead in the flow. So this logger that we have put as response and reply event, that is part of the transform message. Naval, can you scroll a bit up on this? Yeah. So here in the transform message we had put. So that means it got a reply. That is the reason it is able to proceed further in the flow. If it doesn't get a reply within 15 seconds, the timeout that we have set, it will go to the on error continue, and it will throw an error, like you can put on error continue or propagate as per your needs. But yeah, it will throw a Solace timeout error. That also we have seen. Next, two important topics that are remaining are the guaranteed endpoint listener and the endpoint listener, that is the polling endpoint listener. So we have to redeploy this application because we kept in commented mode, because these will consume the messages as soon as it gets the data. So Naval, can you please comment out the polling one and keep the listener one enabled?
Yes, Priyanka, I have done it.
Yeah, so this is correct. Okay, so while this is deploying, so there is one more important thing with respect to the guaranteed endpoint listener. It provides you an option of circuit breaker. So as you know that since we are listening, in case we are getting error, so you would want to break the circuit for some time, so that you can retry after some time. Otherwise, it will keep listening and keep throwing an error. So this is specifically for Solace that they have created. So if you see, the symbol also is the Solace symbol. It is a green color symbol, which is the circuit breaker. We have created a circuit breaker, but we can show you how. So you can just click on this property, select this property from the global type. Once you select this property, you have to pre-fill these three things. For example, on error type, error threshold, timeout, and the timeout second. So yeah, we have already configured, so we can show the one that we have. The on error type is nothing but on what all errors should your circuit break. So in case you do not say anything here, it will assume for all kinds of error your circuit should break. Here we have specified if it is receiving a timeout from the broker, it is receiving an internal server error from the broker, the circuit should break. Next is error threshold. So error threshold is how many times it should get that error before it actually opens the circuit. So we have said 7. That means if 7 times in the after it is retrying, it is getting this timeout or internal server error, it will open the circuit. And then next is the IMP timeout. That is nothing but what is the duration for which your circuit should remain open before again it retries. So we have kept it as 60 milliseconds. That is 1 minute. So you can configure this as part of your guaranteed endpoint listener for both polling and non-polling. So if I show you at the guaranteed endpoint listener, we can go to the guaranteed endpoint listener configuration once. Naval, if you can propagate there.
Yeah, sure. 1 minute, Priyanka, before I
Yeah.
have stop and start the flow.
Yeah, so while it is deploying, just checking the guaranteed endpoint listener configuration. So this is nothing but a kind of a mechanism which keeps polling your queue, whatever queues you are putting here. It keeps polling your queue, and you can put your queue name here, and it will whatever, as soon as the data is published, it is consumed. As you all know, it is at the source level. And about the circuit breaker, if you go to the advanced section, that is where you have to configure the circuit breaker policy. Right now we have configured the one, so it gives you by default it will be off, that it is none. And then it can be added as well. So if you can say edit inline, then in case of edit inline, in case you want that, you do not want all the listeners to follow one policy of circuit breaker and have separate policy, so you can click on the option of edit inline and configure it yourself. Here, for example, you want it to break at any kind of error, then you can just leave typing out any of the error, and just you have to type out the threshold and time. In case you want to use a global policy for all, then probably you can go to the global reference, and when you do an edit inline, instead of edit inline, you can select the global reference here, and you will be able to see the circuit breaker global element that you created. So these are the this is available at both guaranteed endpoint listener, which is listening to the queue, as well as at the polling. So maybe Naval, if you can open the polling as well while it is deploying. Yeah. So at polling level also, you can see the same. Maybe you can just double click on the configuration once. I think, yeah, the project is still deploying. Yeah, so as the configuration has opened up, if you see the polling one, in the advanced section also, again, it provides the same circuit breaker configuration. So it is only available for these two connectors. And just in the interest of time, just also walking you through what exactly is the difference between, because with the name, it looks, both of them look similar, but what is the difference exactly? So the guaranteed endpoint listener will listen immediately to any message that is coming up. So it does not have any option to wait or wait for the other messages to arrive. As soon as messages posted, it will be picked up. It's like a listener. Whatever is coming, it is picking up. It doesn't wait for. It doesn't have a polling frequency or a time. However, with the guaranteed endpoint listener, with the polling, you get a fetch size as an option, and you also get a frequency and delay and start unit. So for example, right now for the demo, we have kept the fetch size as 2. That means it is going to pick the two messages in a span of 10 seconds, in span of 30 seconds. So we have set the frequency as 30 seconds, and we have set the fetch size as 2. So it will wait for 30 seconds, pick up the two messages, and even if other messages are there in the queue, which say for example 4 messages are there, it will again wait for the next 30 seconds and then only pick up two messages. So basically you can set the prefetch size that you want. So it acts like a prefetch mechanism, and that is what you can achieve with this guaranteed endpoint listener. So yeah, maybe we can just quickly push the message as the code is deployed. So we will be pushing the message. Right now we have enabled the guaranteed endpoint listener, not the polling one, because we cannot have two at the same time. So you can just put the message 1, message 2, and publish to the queue level. Yeah, so we publish the first message, uh, then we'll publish the second message, and as soon as we are publishing the message, you see in the payload also, here it is consumed directly. So it doesn't wait for anything, it just, as soon as you publish, it consumes. So as soon as we publish the second message also, it will consume the message. So it is directly consuming. Next, we can just showcase about the we can comment this one, and we can uncomment the uh, polling one, and we can just show the polling capabilities as well. So this is the last leg of our section. Then we will be taking the Q&A. So let's see, once the code gets deployed, we'll just see the polling one.
Question, like what will happen in case like you have kept the size as 2 but you receive only one messages.
Yeah, then only one
And,
will come.
okay.
Yeah. It
And the
assumes
queue,
it is so it is not like if you have kept it as 2, only 2 should come. If one is there, in that 30 seconds it will just pick the first one, and if 4
okay.
are there or 5 are there, it will pick first 2 and then wait, and then pick the next 2 and then wait for that duration that you mentioned in the listener polling frequency.
Okay. Okay. And what is the wait time for the next two messages after 30 seconds?
It will be again 30 seconds, right? That is what you have said, that it has to wait for 30 seconds, then pick up, then wait for 30 seconds. So that you can configure. It is not a static value. You can configure it at the connector level, but it will wait for that fixed duration what you configure in the timeout section, in the polling frequency section. And you can
And
have a delay also there.
okay. And what is the maximum fetch size?
It is 10.
Okay.
Okay, so while the code is deploying, Naval is just publishing multiple messages so that we can show you that how the prefetch is working. So yeah, maybe you have to stop and redeploy it.
Yeah.
The queues that we have, Priyanka, are all these queues the FIFO only?
Yes, all the queues are frequent. We do not get an option at the Solace broker to change the properties of the queue. You only get the option to add number of consumers who can be up the queue, which is 1,000 by default.
Okay.
So while it is deploying, maybe in the interest of time, we can take any other questions that you guys have as part of the Q&A.
What is the difference between the direct topic subscriber and this guaranteed endpoint? Like, what does it
So
mean?
guaranteed endpoint is only limited for queue,
Hmm.
and direct topic subscriber is exclusive for the topic. So you do not have an option to use a topic to subscribe when you are using a guaranteed endpoint. So it is exclusive for the queuing mechanism. You have a guaranteed endpoint subscriber, and for the topic you have a direct topic subscriber. So both are separate and exclusive to their respective mechanisms. So you cannot basically subscribe to a topic using a guaranteed endpoint listener. And maybe Naval, you can also scroll and show that. Can you double click on the guaranteed endpoint listener? Yeah, either polling or this one. So here you see it is explicitly saying queue name, right, in the endpoint. That means you can only fetch messages from the queue. However, if we go to the direct endpoint listener, Naval, can you go there? Yeah, and you can uncomment this one. It will not affect. Yeah, and if you see the direct topic subscriber, you will it will see subscription to the specific topic. You do not have anything like queue. So that is the major difference between them.
Okay.
Yeah, hi Priyanka.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, we have any point MQs, active MQs, etc. Why we need to use PubSub? Is Do we have any new in the PubSub?
So
What's the
as
difference?
Yeah, so as I said, so this is purely based on how your client wants. So for us, for example, our client is on Solace platform. So we are using this connector extensively. And if your client is using a broker mechanism like ActiveMQ or any other, as you mentioned, so that is up to client what platform, what queuing mechanism they are using. So you do not have to use a Solace PubSub connector. If you are connecting to Apache, you have to use a JMS connector.
Okay. In the operation wise, it is all the same.
Yes, it is all the same operations, but if you have used the JMS, you have to explicitly mention the operations. Here, all of these are created as part of the connector itself.
Yes. And the second question is, we have recover message from queue, right? I mean, we have some connector within the Solace.
Yes, so we
Yeah.
have a recover session connector, which we just demoed
Yes.
some time back. So yes,
Yes.
you can use that.
Yeah. Once we consume the message, if there is any error, it will go to the recover and it will send to the queue, right?
Yes, it is a redelivery that it
Yeah.
will.
We are using manual acknowledgement there, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
If
So
there is any error,
hmm.
okay, it will be available it in the same queue, right? Why we are again producing to the same queue?
No, no. So, in case it is a loss of a message, for example, your code was shut down uninterruptedly, something like that, or there was a connectivity in the issue, connectivity between the broker and your code. So, in at that time, it will not be able to send the message back to the queue, and it will, this basically does the redelivery in case where you face the connectivity issues.
Okay, okay, okay.
And okay, so just
Yeah,
so
this is up and running.
yeah.
So here we have in the polling frequency, we are fetching in the 30 seconds, we are seeing the message 5 and 6, and I have published the 10 messages. Till now 6 messages being consumed. So now then in the next 30 seconds, I'm able to see message 7 and message 8 being consumed. So in the next 30 seconds, the remaining two also will be consumed by this
And
polling.
yeah, and once all the messages are public are consumed, maybe Naval, you can just push one message to show. I think someone had a question that what if one message is there, so even that one message
Sure,
would be consumed in the 30 seconds that we have.
sure. So message 9 and 10 will be consumed now. I'm going to So I'm going to publish the message again. So in the next 30 seconds, it will pick only one message. So yeah, here we are saying that that message alone it is coming, being consumed by this endpoint polling listener.
Yeah, and now since we do not have any message, so it will keep polling, but it will not get any message.
Yes.
So that's all we had for this session. Any other questions before we?
If Priyanka, I have one question. Maybe it's simple. Uh, it will support all the message type like JSON format. I mean XML, any type of
Yes,
messages.
yes, yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah. And if, for example, if in when we are using topic, in case any of the subscriber is down, so maybe it goes into error. So
Yes.
the message will be lost in the queue, or it will be. I mean, we can't send it back, right?
No, no. So that is the reason we recommend to use the recover session option that we were showing.
Okay.
Yes. So it will remain in your code memory, and then it will be redelivered as soon as the connection is established.
But that should be manually. We need to set that option, right? Recover.
Yes, you have to configure the recover session, so that will take care of redelivering the message once any error occurs. You don't have to
Okay.
manually intervene. That is the whole point of having a recover session.
No, okay. I mean to say it's not a default configuration, but we need to manually
Yes,
set that option.
yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, hi Priyanka. At the time of introduction, you said like it support MEL, Mule
Correct.
Expression
Yes,
Language.
yes.
So what you are trying to denote that one means I'm not able to understand where
Yeah.
where you are where pointing that.
Yeah, yeah. So here inside the connectors, right? If you, Naval, can you share your screen once? Yeah, here if you open the connector level, maybe something, can you open the request reply pattern? Yeah, so for example, here if you see in the, no, no, maybe you can go to the request reply and double click on the request reply body. Yeah. So for example, you want to access the payload here, right? So we have written payload dot message. So this is kind of an MEL that it supports. Earlier, it was not supporting this.
Oh, means no extra features.
No, no, no.
Same thing we can achieve from JMS.
Yes, yes, yes.
I thought, yeah, okay.
No, no, it is not a separate one. But this connector was not having, the previous version of connector was not
Okay.
supporting this.
So one update. Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yes.
So in that case, we can change the field names. For example, if you have many fields, we can change the names as well, right here.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
From topic, Priyanka, it will go to various subscribers. Can we not create different queues and link topic to that queues?
Yes, we can do that, and we can also show that. Maybe Naval, if you can. So, if you are publishing a message to the topic, it will also go to the queues on which it is published. So, Naval, if you can share your screen and just try to publish the message to the topic. We also had that for demo. So, if you are publishing the message to one of the topics, and the topic is getting subscribed by the queue, it will also go to the queue. So, that is the correct understanding, and that happens as well here.
Also, non-repeatable stream. I want to know.
Would you like to answer that? Uh, yeah, Naval, do you want to answer?
Oh, what is the question, Priyanka?
Non-repeatable stream was there, na? So can you tell me about that?
Okay, so I'll take that up. So in case when you're reprocessing the message, right, and you are when you try to reprocess the message, your entire payload is read, right? So in case you have a non-repeatable stream, it can be only consumed once, okay, and then a retry attempt would show you that it is having an empty payload. So when in case you are sending the message and there is a failure at the retry mechanism, in that scenario it is not able to deliver the message. So earlier we used to get this retry attempt would have this empty payload, but now you will not get the unexpected failures as per this. So this is more in terms of the retry process that it happens. So it will try to basically get whenever it is retrying, it will try to read the payload from your stored copy of the payload in the stream, rather than trying to read it from the original payload, because anyways you got the error at the original payload. Like a in memory storage that it does, and it stores the payload in the in memory stream.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so I think we are good, Nitish, here. Unless others have any other questions, then we can move forward.
Okay. Thanks, Priyanka and Naval. It was very detailed and informative session from you guys. Uh, so yeah, any other question or are we good to close? Okay, I'll take it as no. Guys, please give a feedback how you felt about the session and any other topic